Hello friends, I am Arpit and I am here with today's analysis. Today is 6th of December and we are going to deal with two very important topics. First is increase in number of cases filed under the SC/ST Act. This has been testified by the Minister of Social Justice in the ongoing winter session of the Parliament. Reason he cited was that there is increasing awareness among the people and that is why they are filing these cases under this particular act, which prohibits any kind of atrocities against the marginalized section of the society, that is scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. Apart from it, he also credited government's I would say publicity about this law and the sensitivity of the police forces with respect to cases being filed under this particular law. Well, this is a good news, but yes, the bad news is that why atrocities are still happening in this 21st century. On one side, we claim to be the Vishwa Guru, but on the other side, inside our homes, these kind of things are happening. This is something which is uncalled for. Then the second, which we will be dealing with, is the healthcare in India. That is the theme which we are undertaking right now. And today we are going to talk about the immunization programs which have been undertaken in our country since the 1970s, when the WHO launched the expanded immunization program. And in 1980s, we adopted the universal immunization program. And after that, Mission Indradhanush, the intensified Mission Indradhanush, all these things we will see in this particular topic. And obviously, we will be dealing with the MCQs based on these two topics and discuss the answers to the MCQs of yesterday. Now, increase in number of cases filed under the SC/ST Act. So it was 3rd of December 2024. In a statement in the Lok Sabha, Virendra Kumar, the Union Minister of Social Justice and Empowerment, explained why there has been an increase in the number of cases filed under the Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribes Prevention of Atrocities Act 1989. Now, NCRB, that is National Crime Records Bureau, shared data showing that more cases are being reported, which is mainly due to increased awareness among the people, better publicity of the law, and training for police officers. So, these three reasons were cited. Key data on atrocities. So, according to NCRB data of for 2022, over 67,000 cases were registered under SC/ST Act. This is the highest number since 2013. 57,582 cases related to atrocities against scheduled caste and 10,064 cases related to atrocities against scheduled tribes. So since this law deals with both scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, so there is data for atrocities done against both of them. In total, somewhere around 67,000. Now, this increase in cases shows that more people are aware of their rights and are coming forward to report violence and discrimination which is happening against them. It is caste-based discrimination or ethnicity-based discrimination which is, impacting their lives. Now also, that is the thing which you need to understand. Now, reasons for increase in cases. Growing awareness. There are three reasons which were highlighted. So, first is growing awareness among the people. More people in SC and ST communities now know about their legal rights and how to report crimes against them. So, this is something which is, I would say, phenomenal, which is something which is a positive, I would say, thing in this particular episode. And we can definitely say that मेरा देश बदल रहा है, आगे बढ़ रहा है. So this is one such, I would say, thing which we can use to say that people are getting more and more aware about their rights and I would say entitlements. My take over here is, ठीक है, if you are becoming more and more aware about your rights, you should be more and more aware about your duties as well. Wider publicity. The government and other organizations have worked to spread information about the SC/ST Act, making more people aware. So, while government is doing a lot of publicity, so since this remark is coming from a minister, the minister will definitely credit the government somewhere or the other. We have to understand this as well. Better police training. The police are being trained to handle cases related to atrocities against scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. So they are not suppressing those cases. They are filing the complaints. They are acting upon those complaints. That is something which is, remarkable because, they have to be accountable under the law. That is something which is good. Now, government actions to combat atrocities. What have been the actions undertaken by the government to combat these atrocities. So there are central schemes. The Department of Social Justice and Empowerment is running a scheme to prevent atrocities and ensure that the scheme is so that justice is served. There's a national helpline established. A national helpline against atrocities has been set up to help SC and ST people report crimes and get support. So it is under the Government of India. National helpline it is. Role of national commissions, National Commission for Scheduled Caste and National Commission for Scheduled Tribes. Both of these are constitutional bodies. They also look into the nature of complaints which are being filed under this particular law, and they give suggestions to the government that you do this, you do that. Actually, this law, if I say the Scheduled Caste, Scheduled Tribes Prevention of Atrocities Act, no doubt is formulated by the center, but it is entrusting the state governments to enforce this particular law. And government of India has kept an eye over the state governments that whether they are implementing this law or not, and keep on suggesting the state governments that you do this, you do that for better implementation of the law. Central government also receives suggestions from the National Commission for Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribes in this matter. Discrimination in educational institutions and public sector jobs. So Alok Kumar Suman, a Janata Dal United MP in the parliament, raised this question that in institutes like AIMS, IITs, IIMs, there is a lot of discrimination happening against the SC/ST students. But in reply, the minister said that the government does not keep any data on the discrimination in these institutions. However, the government has taken steps to reduce discrimination by setting up SC/ST cells in universities, equal opportunity cells, and students' grievances cells, and liaison officers to look after needs of SC and ST students. So these kind of steps have been taken, but the minister has said that in those kind of premier institutes, we do not have any data of any kind of discrimination against SC and ST people or SC and ST students. Then we're talking about this particular act, SC/ST Prevention of Atrocities Act. So it is very much important to know about this law because UPSC asks questions from the laws, provisions of the laws. You have to analyze, you have to critically analyze. So we've decided to include that as well. So this SC/ST Prevention of Atrocities Act 1989, it was passed at that time. And as the name suggests, it aims at preventing atrocities against the SCs and STs, any kind of atrocities, physical atrocities, mental atrocities that lead to, or that highlight the increasing amount of discrimination against them. The key features of this particular law. The act is designed to prevent atrocities against SCs and STs. It punishes those who commit crimes or atrocities against SCs and STs. If we talk about the implementation, act is implemented by the state governments and union territory administrations. The central government assists in the enforcement of the act through a centrally sponsored scheme. So as I told you that it is implemented by the state governments and union territory administrations, but yes, central government assists those enforcement of the act through centrally sponsored schemes. Punishment, act provides punishment for those who commit offence against SCs and STs. Obviously, there will be punishments. Framing of rules, central government has the authority to create rules to ensure effective implementation of this act. The types of offences, crimes covered. The act covers 37 offences, including acts that harm the dignity, self-respect and rights of SCs and STs. Now, this particular act was amended once in 2016, and with that amendment of 2016, new kind of offences were added. New kind of offences against the SCs and STs were added. So, in total, there are 37 offences. These crimes include denial of economic, democratic and social rights, exploitation and abuse of the legal system. Some exceptions, the act does not apply to crimes committed between SCs and STs or between STs and STs. So, we need to understand this, that if an SC does a crime against SC and an ST does a crime against ST, it is not counted in this particular law. A non-SC/ST should be committing a crime against or doing some atrocity against or this SC or ST. This is something which you need to know and understand. Investigation of offences, cognizable offences. These offences are cognizable. They are cognizable, meaning the police can arrest the accused without a warrant and investigate the case immediately. Investigation must be conducted by a police officer of at least of the rank of Deputy Superintendent of Police, DSP at least rank should be there. But yes, arrest and all can be done without a warrant. That is what cognizable offence means. Investigation time frame: investigation must be completed within 30 days and the report should be sent directly to the Director of State Police under this particular laws. Special courts have been formulated. These were also formulated as per the 2016 Amendment Act, which will be hearing cases for or with respect to this particular law. So special courts are set up to try cases under this act in each district with the approval of Chief Justice of the High Court of that particular state. These courts handle cases related to atrocities against SCs and STs on a day-to-day basis for faster tracks. Special public prosecutors: for each special court, the state government appoints a special public prosecutor who must have at least 7 years of legal experience. Punishment: the general punishment for most of the offences is minimum 6 months of imprisonment and the maximum is 5 years along with a fine. In certain cases, the punishment can be more severe, with a minimum of 1 year and a maximum of life imprisonment or even death sentence. That happens in case of murders and all. Negligence by public servants: Section 4 of the Act punishes public servants. That is why police is becoming too active in responding to cases who are not SC/ST members if they neglect their duties under the Act. A public servant found guilty of neglecting their duties can face up to 6 months of imprisonment. So this is also which is there. Relief for victims: there is a provision for immediate relief for victims. According to the Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribes Prevention of Atrocities Rules 1995, district magistrate or subdivisional magistrate must arrange immediate relief for victims. This relief can include cash or kind assistance, food, water, clothing, shelter and medical aid, transport facilities and other essentials. So these relief items should be there. So 2016 amendment in the SC/ST Act, what all was included? Added several new offences of atrocities: tonsuring of head, moustache, garlanding with footwear. Tonsuring means shaving of head and all. Garlanding with, a footwear, or I would say a garland of footwears. Dispose of or carry human or animal carcasses or to dig graves using permitting manual scavenging, dedicating to an SC/ST woman as a devdasi, which is for sexual conduct kind of things. Preventing SC/ST candidates from filing of nominations to contest elections, that is also going to be an offence. Addition of IPC offences: hurt, grievous hurt, intimidation, kidnapping, etc. happens. Then it also established exclusive special courts, as I mentioned, specification of exclusive special public prosecutors trying this particular case, and power of special courts to take direct cognizance of offence and as far as possible complete trial of the case within 2 months from the date of filing of the charge sheet. So this was the amendment. This is all what we need to know about the law. The SC/ST Prevention of Atrocities Act 1989, amended in 2016. But apart from this particular law, there are two more laws which are dealing with the welfare of the SCs and STs. The Protection of Civil Rights Act 1955, it makes illegal to discriminate against people based on their caste in public places such as schools, temples and government offices. Second, it specifically targets crimes such as physical violence, social discrimination and denial of basic rights. So there is only one law, but yes, the other one is SC/ST Prevention of Atrocities Act. But yes, we are in the 21st century, 2024 it is, and still these kind of discriminations are rampant. Means jati kabhi nahi jati. The caste is here to stay. It will never go. Unfortunately, caste-based discrimination is here to stay. It will never go. I hope I'm wrong on my last statement. Next is healthcare in India, immunization programs we're going to talk about. This is the theme which we are discussing. So we've till now discussed healthcare in ancient India, healthcare during the Britishers, then after that various health policies, the National Health Policy of 1983, then 2002, then we also discussed the National Health Policy of 2016, 17, whenever it was 17, I think it was rolled out. Now we are discussing the immunization programs. Immunization is vaccination. So vaccination is what? You get injected and you get injected with the ultimate objective of, creating resistance in your body against that disease if that disease impacts you in the future. This reduces fatality rate. This reduces, I would say, chances of falling ill. And when you fall ill to those diseases for which you have been vaccinated, there are very less chances that you die. Overall, it, you know, uh, aims to improve the healthy status of the people. Now, there is a lot of I would say problems in vaccination. One problem is the government is not able to deliver vaccines to the far-flung areas. Another problem is vaccine hesitancy among the people. People do not come. People do not want to get vaccinated because when you get vaccinated, you fall ill for a very brief period, 1 or 2 days. So they feel that due to that vaccine, we have fallen ill. So we will not go for taking this vaccine from the next time. Actually, in a vaccine, let's suppose this vaccine is for polio. Polio is a virus. So in that vaccine, a polio virus is there, but that is live attenuated, means admara, or it is dead. And when it goes into your body, that live attenuated virus can cause you that particular, I would say, problem for a brief period. You'll experience fever, body aches, and all because that virus is injected in your body. But due to the injecting of that virus, the antibodies have come to know that how to fight against this virus. That virus is weak. The antibodies will learn easily to fight against that virus. And in future, when a full-fledged live virus will enter your body, the antibodies are already formed. They will fight against that. That is the basic funda of vaccine. But due to that initial, I would say, hiccup, or due to that initial fever or body ache, there are many people who think ki bhai, this body ache or fever has come due to that vaccine. Let's not go for more vaccines. And as a result, they end up giving up on vaccines, and in their entire lifetime, they suffer a lot. Expanded program on immunization was introduced in India in 1974. Actually, 2024, that is the current year, marks the 50 years since the World Health Organization's expanded program on immunization was launched, and it was launched worldwide and now known as the Essential Program on Immunization. So now it is renamed as Essential Program on Immunization. Since 1978, the name was changed, not expanded, but Essential was used. This program has evolved to provide protection against many vaccine preventable diseases and has made significant contributions to the global health. No doubt about this fact. Now, about this essential program for immunization, it started as expanded program for immunization, renamed as essential program for immunization. So, currently, essential program for immunization. That is why we will be focusing on this. 6 childhood vaccine preventable diseases. The vaccines were covered for under this program. First was Bacillus calmette-guerin, BCG. It is called as diphtheria, pertussis, tetanus, polio, and measles. So these were the 6 vaccine preventable diseases. Over time, WHO expanded the program to include 7 more diseases. Haemophilus influenza type B, HIV it is called as, hepatitis B, rubella, pneumococcal disease, rotavirus, human papilloma virus, and now COVID-19, but that is only for adults, not for children as of now. Universal Immunization Program of India. So India, WHO to launched expanded immunization program 1974, which was renamed as Essential Immunization Program 1976, and it was launched in India. Also, it was launched in all the member countries of the WHO. But India domestically launched the Universal Immunization Program in 1985, 100% funded by the central government. UIP is one of the key interventions for protection of children from life-threatening conditions by providing vaccination. It aims to rapidly increase immunization coverage, improve service quality, and establish cold chain systems to health facilities. Cold chain systems, why? Because when these vaccines travel from one place to the other place, they have to maintain at a certain degree of temperature, and that can only be maintained with the establishment of cold chains. So that if the vaccines are not stored in cold chains or in cold conditions, they will not be effective. It is like this also. So that is also one challenge. All pregnant women and children can get vaccinated at government or private health facilities or designated immunization session sites. Immunization of the government, trust me guys, is very good. That's my personal experience. And you know, no doubt it is free of cost, but yes, the way the vaccines are stored and all, that I have personally seen, so that is commendable. I've seen this in Uttarakhand, I've seen this in UP, and I've seen this in Delhi and Haryana also. Okay. Now the disease is covered under UIP. So we have provided vaccines against 12 vaccine preventable diseases. 9 of these are covered nationally, means in every state this is there. Diphtheria, pertussis, tetanus, polio, measles, rubella, severe childhood tuberculosis, hepatitis B, meningitis and meningitis and pneumonia caused by Haemophilus influenza type B, HIV. है ना? 3 diseases are covered sub-nationally, means in some states where the cases of these diseases are more, though their vaccine is compulsory there. Rotavirus diarrhea, pneumococcal pneumonia, and Japanese encephalitis. Rotavirus vaccine and pneumococcal conjugate vaccine are in expansion, while Japanese encephalitis vaccine is only provided in endemic districts of the country. So, no, I would say as such need ki which districts Japanese encephalitis is there. If you wish to know, you just Google that in which states of India vaccines these vaccines are administered. So, but yes, 12 vaccine preventable diseases in UIP, out of which 9 are nationally covered, 3 are sub-nationally covered, only in those states where the incidences of those particular diseases is high. Now, Mission Indradhanush. So, Mission Indradhanush, it was launched in 2014. Targeted immunization program aimed at vaccinating children who are either unvaccinated or partially vaccinated. It focuses on districts which are highest number of missed children, which has having highest number of mixed children. Phases completed. 4 phases have been completed. Children vaccinated, 2.94 crore children with 76.36 lakh fully immunized children are there. Pregnant women vaccinated, 76.84 lakh pregnant women were vaccinated against tetanus. Impact: full immunization coverage increased from 1% to 6.7% annually. So this was, there. And in October 2017, intensified Mission Indradhanush was launched, which aimed at increasing the immunization coverage in districts with low immunization rates. Coverage areas: 121 districts in 16 states, 52 districts in northeastern states, and 17 urban areas. Immunization outcomes: 39.19 lakh children and 8.09 lakh pregnant women vaccinated across 190 districts or urban areas. So these were the unvaccinated or under vaccinated people which were vaccinated under intensified Mission Indradhanush. So yes, India has not yet achieved 100% vaccination, but yes, India is on the rise. We need to understand, we need to generate awareness, we need to reduce vaccine hesitancy, and we need to increase more and more diseases under the net of this immunization program. Very recently, India has also developed vaccine for cervical cancer. India is supplying it to the Indo-Pacific countries, and India has also decided to include it in the immunization program of the country as well domestically. This is for the girls who are in their teens, and cervical cancer is one of the major causes of death among the young children, or the young, I would say, girls, which is now vaccine preventable. So, this is what we need to understand. Now, the MCQs: which of the following are reasons for increased number of cases under the SC/ST Protection Act? Better awareness among the masses, better publicity by the government. Which of these are, the reasons? Second, consider the following statements with respect to SC/ST Act and mark the correct one. Offences under the Act are cognizable. The state governments are entrusted to enforce the Act. Only one, only two, both one and two, neither one nor two. Third, which of the following offences were not added by the 2016 amendment to the SC/ST Protection Act? Tonsuring of head, preventing SC/ST from filing nominations for contesting elections, dedication of an SC/ST woman as Devdasi, or all of the above were added as per the 2016 amendment. Fourth, consider the following statements and mark the correct one. Expanded program on immunization was launched by Government of India in 1974. Measles and polio were part of the program from the beginning. Only two, both one and two, neither one nor two. And the last is, which of these diseases are covered subnationally under the Universal Immunization Program of India: polio, diphtheria, severe childhood tuberculosis, or Japanese encephalitis. Now, MCQs of yesterday. Consider the following statements and mark the correct one. Exercise Harimau Shakti is for increasing coordination in humanitarian assistance and disaster relief. Actually, no, it is not for humanitarian assistance and disaster relief. It is only for establishing interoperability in combat scenarios, jungle warfare, and all. The Mahar Regiment participated in the 2024 edition of this exercise. This statement is true. So, only 2 is going to be the correct one. Second, consider the following statements with respect to exercise Sinbacks. We did it with Cambodia, and this was the correct one. The 2024 edition was the inaugural one. Yes, this statement is absolutely right. It aims at enhancing cooperation in HADR. Yes, this particular exercise, there is humanitarian assistance, disaster relief, combat interoperability, all these things were there. Intelligence sharing is also part of it. Yes, it is also part of it. So, all of the above are going to be the correct answer. Third, on which day is the International Day of Persons with Disability observed? It is 3rd of December. There's nothing to explain in this, so it was explicitly mentioned. Which of the following are focus areas of National Health Policy 2017? Primary healthcare, it has been the policy focus area in the 1983, 2002, and now in 2017 policy also. So this definitely is there. Make in India for healthcare products, yes. So this Make in India initiative was launched by the Modi government in 2014-15. So now 2017, this was extended to that as well. Healthcare policy. Digitalization in healthcare, yes. I talked about it intensively. I talked about the ABHA accounts, or I talked about the vaccination for COVID, which obviously was aided by the digital public infrastructure. So all these three are correct, and hence all of the above is the correct answer for this. And with this, I've come to an end of today's session. I will be meeting you tomorrow now with more such informative news pieces. Till then, you guys very well know what to do. I'm not repeating it today. Namaste. Jai Hind.